No tourists in our pub.
I guess you missed school on the day the teacher taught the meaning of the word hospitality.
This is my pub, and we don't like tourists.
Do you hate all tourists, or is it me in particular?
Nothing against you. It's only that I don't like your face.
So what is this place? A kind of infernal hole forgotten by every god on earth where poor souls dwell waiting to die?
Nothing like that. This is the best pub on English soil.
I'm a journalist, and I want to write an article on this pub.
Really? So we're talking about free advertising? Which newspaper do you write for? If I get a good review, I could get more clients. That means more money.
Cat's whiskers, what was that? A cockroach?
No, it wasn't. It was an olive. Yes, it was a black olive. Let's say that I could offer you a drink to forget about that olive. You could still write a good review, okay?
No thanks. I'm not very thirsty after having seen that olive with legs.
Let me tell you something, lad. I like your face.
Okay. Let's say that I could forget about the olive if you give me something useful in exchange.
Whatever. Just tell me what you want.
I want a surprise. You decide. I love surprises.
Sure. Look, I've got a bottle of mustard here. It's already used and it's a bit old. Actually, the best before date was June 5th, 1982. It's probably awful now, but you can have it. It's a wonderful present, isn't it?
Hot and spicy. Just like my ideal woman. Sir, will you please excuse me for a while? A notice from the water board. We inform all residents that during the next few days, there could be some interruptions in the water supply. We are working to upgrade all of the area's structures. We thank you for your patience. Translated, no water.
Hey, don't move. Can't you see that I've just finished cleaning the floor? Can't you see how spotlessly clean it is?
It's really incredible. One of the shiniest floors I've ever seen.
Thanks. Me mum always told me that I had a natural gift for cleaning floors.
Sorry, lady, but I've got to go inside Damien's flat.
Sorry, lad, but poor Damien's flat has been closed by the police. Nobody can go in.
But I really have to go inside Damien's flat.
Now, that's not my problem, lad. I only know that the police don't want anyone in there, and so nobody is going in there while I'm watching.
Is that motor oil on your shiny floor?
Motor oil? Where? Where? Good heavens, I nearly had a heart attack. Haven't they ever told you that you shouldn't go around frightening old ladies?
I've had enough of her screechy voice for today.
Hey, nobody can go inside. The police has sealed Damien's flat.
A vase that once probably contained a plant. This little spot on the floor is really clean and shiny. Someone has dirtied your shiny floor on the 3rd floor.
Really? Oh, heavens! I'll have to go and clean it again, then.
A vase from the Ming Dynasty. Last week's newspaper. All this stuff must be worth more than 5,000 pounds. Let's see what we have here. The clue that Frank left us. It looks so ancient, I'm nearly afraid to touch it. I really think the time has come to go tell Arthur everything.
You've managed to find the piece of Mary's robe. Let me have another look. Just as I thought. These are not simple alchemical symbols. Inside them, there are little ancient Egyptian hieroglyphics. Frank really wanted to keep his secret well hidden this time.
So are you able to decipher them?
Not now. I have to study some of the books here in my library. I haven't had to decipher such complex symbols for years. Here, take this medieval key. It's similar to a modern passport too. It should open a lot of doors. It was forged by a member of the High Templar Order many centuries ago. A little present from an old friend of mine. It doesn't work every time, but it helped me to save my life more than once before my accident. It could be useful for you.
Thanks for everything. It's an old medieval key that should open most of the locks built by the Knights Templar. Cat's whiskers! If I miss my appointment with Twinings again, they'll probably send me back to the States on a raft with no food or water.
Now that they've given you the keys to the safe deposit box, please open it and hand the contents over to us. If the contents aren't relevant to our inquiries, I'll personally make sure that they're safely returned to you.
That's interesting. That's my uncle's old watch.
Well, it's not exactly what we were expecting, but if your uncle decided to leave you an heirloom like this, it's not all that surprising. Frank was always a romantic man. Please, Mr. Dantera, may I do a few checks on this old watch? We won't damage it. We'll just have it x-rayed to make sure it isn't just a case with something else important inside. If there's nothing in there, we'll give it back to you straight away. Well, I think that's it for the moment. Here you are. The crime scene investigators haven't found anything interesting. It's just an old watch, and it doesn't even work.
As far as I'm concerned, it's a precious object that'll remind me of my uncle.
Will you be returning to the States now, Mr. Dantera?
No, not just yet. I've still got a few things to sort out here in Britain.
Well, I'll keep you up to date on all the latest developments then. Even though we just don't know what to do next.
Thanks, and good luck. The watch Frank left me is identical to the one he gave me years ago. That's weird. It must be some kind of clue. If what Kat said was the truth, then all the members of the legacy always leave some clues behind. So I'd better keep my eyes open and give another look around my uncle's flat. Grandfather clock. I think I remember that Uncle Frank had one of these in his old house, but I'm not sure. A gift from Uncle Frank before his death more than 10 years ago. This watch is identical to mine. The only difference is that this one has stopped at 5:55. It reminds me of Frank's old grandfather clock. The grandfather clock and the pocket watch have both stopped. I'm must give them a good look. It's a little sword made of metal. Somewhere there's a disarmed knight that fights against hordes of enemies. Nothing more than an ornament. It's a piece of paper. This little piece of paper has some musical notes written on it. There are some notes on this piece of paper. I remember music cradling me like a lullaby on those nights when I slept at my uncle's old house. It's a medallion made of metal. If I'm right, this is the legendary Imago Sanctissimus. The legendary medallion that holds the meaning of life. It must be Arthur.
Jonathan, I've discovered something interesting that might help us interpret the symbols on the cloth. Now, there's an ancient underground crypt in Venice that dates back to the Inquisition. I've deciphered some mysterious old chemical text, and I believe you can only access the crypt via a well in the garden of the Palazzo Ducale. I've already booked you on the first flight to Venice, so you better hurry to Heathrow Airport. I don't know if there's anything left in that crypt. I'm not even sure it exists. But it's the only clue we've got. Good luck.
Perfect. My flight is 20 minutes late. My usual good luck. No! I've left my special pen at home. Now I can't write down the flight gate number. Oh, well. I'll have to mess around and maybe get something to drink. You never know. The plane could be hijacked and I might die of thirst. There's a trolley that hasn't been put back. Probably by one of those businessmen that are always late for their meetings. Great! There's even a coin in it. Maybe I could manage to put the trolley back and get the coin. Ta-da! It's definitely better than begging in the street. I don't think I'll manage to buy even a souvenir for Warren with this. Weird, noisy vending machine. Okay then, let's see if we're lucky. A fresh drink, which I really deserved. Mmm, lemony. Fizzy lemonade, my favorite. It's a typical airport desk with a pencil left on it. This poor little pencil has been abandoned by its owner. What a barbarian! Come here, my little one. I'll find a home for you. I love pencils.
Flight 725 to Venice will depart from Gate 5.
That's my flight. Venice, I'm on my way. The high bell tower of St. Mark's Cathedral. Every time I visit a famous city, they are doing some restoration around the best monuments.
Sorry, mister, but this area is closed for restoration.
Closed for restoration at this time of the night?
I know it's late, but I'm trying to finish everything before dawn so I can go to my sister's wedding. Luckily, my university professor has allowed me to work by myself.
What are you working on?
Nothing that important. I'm just trying to clean and fix some external decorations on this ancient well.
Can I go inside the well?
God, no. Absolutely no. Are you crazy?
I must be quick. I haven't got much time. The tin is full of white plaster that the young restorer is using to work on the well's decorations. Some technical notes on how to restore monuments and stuff like that. A lot of rough sandpaper. Can I take a piece of your sandpaper?
Sure, I've got lots laying around.
Very useful when you feel itchy. Soft dust. Do you want to take a break? I've got a fizzy lemonade for you.
I shouldn't, but it's late. A little rest won't harm. Thanks.
I feel a bit sorry for that poor restorer, but sometimes it's nice to have a bit of fun.
Good. Now it's back to work time. Look what happened! The plaster got all dirty. What a mess. I should have some more, but where is it gone?
ancient, very deep well. This would be a good way to reach Venice's underground layers. There's also a chain. Could I ask for more? It's too high. I'm such an idiot. Stuck in a well at my age. The steps are all rusty and broken. This stone is decorated. It's different from the others, and has a hole in it. I've put my finger in it, but nothing happens. Maybe it's some kind of keyhole, or something similar. Hey, there's a very small space between these two stones. It looks like there's something in that small dark hole. Maybe I could try getting it out by using my fingers. Here, let me have a look. I've nearly got it. Strange. What is it? I don't. Ouch! Hey, what the hell? There's an insect that bit me in there. Done! If only everything else was that simple. It looks like someone has mixed up all of these gears. It wasn't so difficult after all. I just hope the rule of big webs for big spiders doesn't count down here. Everything down here is gigantic. Even these thinking stones are enormous. I'd better not swim in that water. It looks quite deep. And anyway, I'm sure that whoever built this secret room probably prepared a nice little trap under the water. I've read enough on ancient Egyptian tricks to know that it's better not to try my luck with the Templars. These looks like some kind of rotating circular stones. It's probably a kind of puzzle, or trap. A very annoying habit of those Templars, putting riddles instead of simple locks. I'm sure that to solve this puzzle, I have to find the correct combination. It seems to be correct. Solved! Now the Codex is waiting for me on the other side of the bridge. And the winner is Jonathan Dantera! Yeah! Yeah! An ancient medieval codex with many alchemical symbols. Here we are. Let's hope this is the codex stone we're looking for. I'd better go straight back to London and start translating that damn parchment. I wonder if Arthur had any news from Cat. I'm beginning to get really worried.
Incredible! You've managed to recover the ancient Codex of the Arcane.
This thing here?
That thing, as you call it, was once used to decipher one of the most complicated alchemical codes ever invented. As you can see nowadays, only a little piece of the Codex is intact. But if I'm correct, we should be able to find out what we need. I think that Frank used this precise piece of Codex, so probably what we need is hidden in there. Let me have a look. Okay, it doesn't look that difficult, I think. You have to immerse the piece of Mary's robe into a mixture of water, ammonia, and mercury.
Water, ammonia, and mercury. Well, at least these elements aren't too difficult to find.
Yes, but remember you need to follow this correct order. Water, ammonia, and mercury.
Water, ammonia, and mercury. Okay, thanks. Please, tell me if you hear anything from Cap.
Sure.
Arthur told me to use these elements in the correct order to reveal the message hidden in Frank's piece of parchment. Probably isn't any water. As I thought, no water. I guess Damien didn't invite many girls here. I tried a sofa bed lots of years ago at Jill's, and I really wouldn't recommend it to anyone. Let's say it kind of ruins the atmosphere, especially when you fall between the cushions. An empty biscuit box. Oh well, at least if I'm starving, I'll find some biscuit crumbs in here. Empty, not even a crumb. There's a thermometer here. I'll take it. It's a classical mercury thermometer. The house is full of photos. Damien probably had another hobby as well as computers. The newest model of swimming pool for tiny gnomes. really need to add mercury. The mixture is finished. This is the first half of the clue Uncle Frank left us. This is the clue that Frank left us. We've finally done it! We've revealed the message that Frank has left us.
Come on then, tell me. You're not going to keep a poor old man waiting, are you?
Hidden in the image of God, the meaning of life will reveal to those who will find the geometry built by Frederick II. Interesting. Within the image of God could mean inside the Imago Sanctissimus. What do you think?
I'd say you're on the right track. Many years ago, if I remember rightly, I visited a building designed by Frederick II himself, and it was a perfectly geometrical octagon.
An octagon? Just like the Imago Sanctissimus.
Exactly. Come on, we'd better hurry up.
Probably a message from Kat that she's finally got back to London.
That's one of the rooms in Castel del Monte. They've got there before us, and they're waiting for us. We have less than 12 hours left.
Damn! If they've harmed even one hair on Kat's head, I'll blow the castle up!
Hurry, run and find Alan. We haven't got time to wait for a scheduled flight.
Arthur, I promise I'll do all I can.
There's no doubt about it. You truly are Frank Danter's nephew.
I'll use the communicator to keep in touch with you.
Good luck.
It's been years since my last boxing match. I'm sure I wouldn't be able to knock him out with my bare hands. They've left the trunk open. That gives me an idea. A wooden stick. A piece of a tree branch. Great! Now I'm armed and dangerous. Toolbox the monks brought inside a few minutes ago. Let's see if there's anything useful inside. A universal wrench. It's a universal wrench. You never know when you could be in need of one of these. If only I had had this that time in Panama when the cell door started to screech and all the guards woke up. Luckily, I was faster than those two fatzos. Just oil. Why not? I'll probably get imprisoned this time too, so it's better to be prepared. Go that way. The two monks would see me. A strong cable that is fixed to something very heavy on the other side of this wall. A big screw fixed to a strong metal cable. One of the biggest screws I've ever seen. The screw is slightly rusty. If I unscrew it now, the noise would alert the other monks. Okay, now I only need to find something to unscrew it. Now it shouldn't make too much noise.
Joe, is that really you? Oh, thank you. That thing ticking next to me was driving me mad.
Don't worry, it's all over now. Let's get out of here.
No way. Too many people have died just to leave things as they are and not discover the truth. What I want to know is what the hell that medallion is for.
But...
No buts. I heard them talking about the Imago Sanctissimus, and they mentioned some sort of secret underground room. We've got to find a way to open up a passage around here somewhere.
Okay then. We've still got a bit of time, and I think I've knocked out quite a few of these possessed beings. Come on. Possessed beings. Come on. They're unconscious. Or maybe even dead. I'd prefer not to find out. This decoration in the middle of the courtyard looks like a kind of water drain or something similar. Now, why on earth should someone build a hole right here? Perfect! It fits in the hole perfectly. There's always a medallion involved in things like this. Somehow connected to that strange fountain. These two skeletons are on their knees, either as a homage to visitors, or maybe to warn them. I think it's some kind of fountain. Looks like there's a strange hole in it. Let's hope this is the last of the Templar's riddles. I'm getting a bit tired of them. The shape of this hole is similar to that of the Imago Sanctissimus. Cat's whiskers! You're Cardinal Gregorio!
You seem to be surprised, Mr. Danther. Now, would you please hand over the medallion, if you don't mind?
I do mind. Tell me, is this small medallion worth all the blood of all those people? You filthy bastard, I'd like to...
Come, young man. You wouldn't attack an elderly man of the cloth, would you?
How dare you call yourself a man of the cloth? You've betrayed the Vatican. You've brought a cruel, ruthless sect back to life. You've committed murder just to gain wealth and power.
Ah, Miss McKendall, do you believe that noble souls still exist? I'll be very sorry to have to give your father the news of your death. I've known him for years, and I've always admired his humanity. Now, if you don't mind...
Tell me something, Cardinal. Why did you call me to Miami for the interview instead of coming to my house to capture me?
You're always the journalist, Mr. Danther. Wanting the answers even when you're about to die.
Especially when I'm about to die.
I tried to make the best plan possible, but unfortunately I hadn't taken into consideration the death of your uncle. You see, my followers didn't kill Frank Danther. Your uncle was murdered by some petty criminal while he was following one of my disciples. Let's put it this way. It was a tragic fatality.
Or divine intervention. It seems that you knew Frank much better than I did.
I'll tell you a secret. It was Frank who discovered the importance of the Imago Sanctissimus and the concrete proof that the medallion really existed. He realized that the medallion had been forged by melting down the 30 pieces of silver that Judas had accepted to betray Christ, and realized that it had the power to reveal a map of all life forms in the entire universe. It was as if Christ had wanted to create something precious out of the symbol of his betrayal. Poor Frank, however, never managed to find out who the betrayer in the Vatican's secret services was. He certainly suspected me, especially after he found me rummaging through the papers about the secret of the Imago Sanctissimus. But he never found enough proof to take to the Pope, and now he's dead. He died to protect this seal.
And is this secret so precious that it justifies all the blood that's been spilt in its name?
My dear, the history of man should have taught you that the only things mankind really want are power and wealth. And that's all. Religion, the church, and politics, nothing but excuses to hide the truth. Man's greed. My sect has been studying this plan for centuries, and I'm the last link in the chain. I'm the one who will finally find the answer and bring the church, as we know it today, to its knees. They've been telling us lies for thousands of years, and knowing the reason behind the meaning of life would lead to the destruction of the old false church and the birth of a new one based on absolute truth and
blood and death? And just to make men like you richer?
The church has always been built on spilled blood, and it always helped men like myself to become rich. Besides, this won't make any difference to you or your friend, Mr. Dantera. You're both as good as dead. Now, if you don't mind...
But the medallion! We've got to get it back. It's the secret of life, don't you see?
No. I think neither you nor I will understand. Nobody will. If we really want to understand life, we've got to learn to look around us and inside us. Maybe the true role of the Imago Sanctissimus was to stop monsters like Cardinal Gregorio.
How many centuries have gone by? And yet my hand still burns like it did on the day Christ came back from the dead.
Judas.
You. At last.
My most beloved disciple. Your task is finally over.
In the end, humanity has proven to be unworthy to know how precious the message hidden inside the medallion forged by Peter, using the 30 pieces of silver was.
Mankind has been given the possibility of choosing, and it has chosen. You've been waiting for thousands of years, and finally the moment has arrived for you to come to me.
In your name, now and forever.
Bye.